Tonight, NBC News has learned senior FBI officials warned Donald Trump in the weeks after he secured the GOP nomination.
My message is that things have to change.
That foreign adversaries, including Russia, would likely try to spy on and infiltrate his campaign, according to multiple government officials familiar with the matter. Both Mr. Trump and Hillary Clinton, in separate briefings, urged to alert the FBI about any suspicious overtures. Candidate Trump notably made his own unusual overture to Moscow.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
A White House spokesperson calling NBC's report on the contents of a classified conversation an inappropriate leak. Mr. Trump's warmth toward Russia now translating into White House policy. Vladimir Putin just yesterday heaping praise on President Trump for the CIA helping break up a major terror plot in Russia. Also under scrutiny, Mr. Trump's transition team, with one of its lawyers claiming special counsel Robert Mueller's investigators improperly obtained thousands of transition staff emails now being used in the Russia probe. In a rare public statement, a Mueller spokesman says, not true.
You really can't unring this bell. If they've already reviewed the emails and they know what's in them, then deleting them or giving them back doesn't really change anything.
As for those Trump-Putin phone calls, the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper, says that Putin is manipulating President Trump like a skilled intelligence operative, saying he knows how to handle an asset, and that's what he's doing with the president.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.